So I went over the first page, and by the way, you will be given these formulas on the test. However, this is test 4 that I'm talking about. If you're in my face-to-face class, then it would be test 3. But you have to know what formula goes with what. So I went over these. So again, make sure you memorize all of these, or at least know which one goes with what. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up on problem number 2. Find the perimeter of a trapezoid. So perimeter, all I have to do is add up all the sides. Okay, so I'm going to start here, and I'm going to work clockwise. So 10.8 plus 24.1 plus 27 plus 22.3. So let me make sure I got all 4 of those sides, 10.8, 24.1, 27, and 22.3. Okay, so I do 10.8 plus 24.1. By the way, if you don't have your calculator out, go get it, because you're going to need it for these problems. And when I do that, I got 84.2. And I'm making sure that I put everything in there right, because again, when you're working with decimal values, it gets a little tricky. All right, and the units are just going to be units. When we find perimeter, it's just meters, inches. It's not squared because we're just finding the distance around. Okay, worth 2 points. Determine the perimeter and area of the rectangle with the length of 47.05 feet and the width of 27.95 feet. We have to find both the perimeter and the area. So I'm going to draw this out first. Okay, and then I'm just going to connect these two together. All right. So if the length is 47.05 and the width is 27.95. Remember, we're in feet. Let's go ahead and figure this out. So the perimeter, remember I have to add up all the sides. So you could put the 27.95 over here and the 47.05 up here, or, and just add them all up, or you could take the shortcut. The perimeter is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So 2 times the length is 47.05 plus 2 times the width, which is 27.95. All right, so let's figure out what that is. 2 times 47.05 equals 49.05 plus 27.95 times 2. And I got that wrong. Let me fix that. So 47.05 times 2 equals 94.1 plus 27.95 times 2 equals 55.9. Okay, that looks more reasonable. Now I'm going to add those two together. And when I add it together, I get 150. So the perimeter is 150 feet. So that's the distance around. Okay, to find the area of a rectangle is length times width. So I'm going to take 47.05 and multiply it by 27.95. And when I do that, I get 1315.047. I'm going to round to the nearest hundredths. The 4 falls into that. I look behind it, it's a 7, so I'm going to round up. So 1,315.05 feet squared, or square feet. So 1,315.05 square feet. Okay, so that's number 3. Let's look at number 4. Again, we have to find the perimeter and area, so we have to determine what the figure is, and it's a parallelogram. Okay, so perimeter, again, means to add up all the sides. So because it's a parallelogram, you can take the same shortcut as finding the perimeter of a rectangle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Okay, so the length is 54 and the width is 44. So 54 times 2 is 108 plus 2 times 44 is 88. Now I'm going to add those two together. And that equals 196. And we're in inches. Okay? So that's perimeter. Let's find the area. The area of a parallelogram can be found by taking the base times the height. The base is 54 and the height is 39. So area equals base 54 times height 39. And when I do that, I get 2,106. And that's inches squared, or squared inches. Okay? All right, I'm going to stop here and I'll pick up with another video covering number 5 onwards.